Tuesday is here, 16th day of September, 2025. I am Dan Kuntz. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. A little cool and unfortunately a little smoky. It's 55 degrees. Our AQI right now in the valley is 88. Yesterday at this time it was about 12, and you can see behind me, yeah, the lower Sugarloaf fire is to blame. It didn't grow much yesterday. It only grew by about 1,000 acres, which has been a slower progress than what we saw at this time last week, but it has made these skies rather dirty again. Aniat had pretty good air all day yesterday. You're up to 107. That's unhealthy for sensitive groups in the Aniat area, and with high pressure beginning to move in, it's not quite here yet. It's going to be well entrenched by the end of the day today. It's just off the Pacific coast. It's moving eastward, and by the time the center of the high pressure ridge will be over our area with very little wind, we could see some air quality issues by Wednesday and Thursday and maybe even Friday. We'll have to keep a close eye on that, but it's not nearly as good as it was yesterday at this time. Your very warm weather forecast is coming up, and outside of the haze, it's going to be quite sunny as well. Also, there's no wind, so there's no way to scour the smoke out of the sky. So air quality, again, could be a significant issue by the time we get to the end of the week. We got news, sports. The Red Hot Mariners are down to their final 12 games. 3 games in Kansas City, 3 huge games in Houston over the weekend. We'll preview that. Lots of high school girls volleyball and soccer on the slate tonight. We'll have Wenatchee High School girls soccer taking on the West Valley Rams. We'll have that for you tonight at 7 o'clock here on the NCWLIFE channel. And in the back half of the program, our friend Sarah Baum. She runs all the events and marketing at our media partner, the Wenatchee World. They have a couple of big-time events coming up. The 30 under 35 award ceremony is on the way, open to the public. You can go and check it out. And the big wine and food fest is coming up in November. Sarah will check in with us. And of course, an opinion from Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, who always seems to have an opinion. Let's see what we're looking at here on this Tuesday morning. There's the haze and the smoke trapped mostly to the north of us, but it's down here in the Wenatchee Valley, and it's really concentrated in the valley and in Aniat. As I mentioned before, we're at 88 on the AQI scale. That's a lot dirtier than it was yesterday at this time. So again, I'm a little concerned that the air quality may be degrading at a pretty good clip as the lower Sugarloaf fire continues to burn. By the way, we could set record high temperatures Thursday and Friday, depending on how hazy it gets. Yesterday's high was 79 up at the airport. Normal high 77. Will be a little warmer than that today, although we're off to a much cooler start at 55 degrees. Let's see what we have in our PTZs for our second camera. It is the lower Butte. See, skies don't look too bad up in Chelan. Let me look. Chelan 46 on the AQI scale. That's good. Good morning to Lake Chelan. Good morning to the marina and the GBI little development they're putting there on the Three Fingers and Chelan proper. 2 cameras on the Butte. That's the lower one, closer to town and lower in elevation. Then we have one at the very tip top of Chelan Butte as well. Our third camera takes us to a pretty smoky shot from Leavenworth. Of course, Leavenworth, as the crow flies, is only about 15 miles from the lower Sugarloaf fire. So from that standpoint, it's closer, and it looks like they have some air trapped in Leavenworth, but I don't see an AQI reading for Leavenworth. I'll check that when we go to commercial break to find out what it is there. Right now, I don't have it up on my screen. I apologize, but good morning to Leavenworth. And our fourth camera. Ew, that looks really dirty. Lake Wenatchee, which is even closer to the lower Sugarloaf fire. And so they're getting socked in there pretty good. Again, no wind to speak of, so there's just no place for the smoke to go. And as I mentioned before, as high pressure begins to move in and build up, it's just like putting a lid on a pot. The smoke goes up, it hits the top of the lid, or the bottom of the lid, if you will, and then comes right back down again to the surface and settles down there. That's one of the reasons that the air is so dirty up Lake Wenatchee. Sunrise this morning 6:40, sunset tonight 7:10. Pretty easy to figure that one out. 12 hours and 30 minutes of daylight. It's Tuesday. We always check in with the Climate Prediction Center from the National Weather Service, the long-term forecast. This takes us from this Sunday through next Thursday, the 21st through the 25th, and it looks like we have a better than 50-50 chance of seeing our temperatures above normal. We're certainly leaning that way. In fact, the entire continental United States is going to have a better than 50-50 chance of seeing temperatures above normal, especially up in the Dakotas and a good swath of Montana. Going to be very warm up there for this time of the year. So that's temperature. As far as precipitation, same time. And it looks like we could see a little bit more than normal precipitation. Keep in mind, September is not exactly a wet month. We can get pretty wet weather in October and November, but September is usually, by tradition, pretty dry. So we could use the rain. We need the rain. We're in a big-time drought. We're like well over 2 inches behind where we should be for our annual rainfall. Maybe that'll change next week. We shall have to wait and see. From the National Weather Service, after hitting 79 yesterday, we'll be up to 81 today. And again, the haze could very well be an issue as high pressure begins to roll into the area. Mostly clear tonight, 57 for the overnight low. And again, by the time we get to Wednesday, tomorrow, the high pressure will be centered right over north central Washington, which is why we're going to jump up to 86. It's really going to amplify the heat. Smoky on Thursday, 86 the high. The record high temperature, by the way, on Friday, 90 degrees. We'll be close to that. Again, a lot of it depends on how much smoke we get. Then it starts moving off even farther to the east. It'll be over the Idaho Panhandle. The high pressure ridge will be by Saturday. So we're going to cool down quite a bit, back down to normal anyway. But as you can see, not a raindrop to be had, no wind, very quiet and very benign. All right, that's the weather. In 2 minutes, it's the news, because that's what we do in what we call Block B. And it's next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Call Alpine Air Heating and Cooling today. Your comfort is their priority.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. Medicare can be overwhelming, but you don't have to figure it out alone. I've been helping people understand their Medicare options for over a decade. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand your coverage options so you can feel confident in your decisions. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today or come and see me at my office located on South Chelan Avenue in Wenatchee between the YMCA and the Social Security office. I look forward to meeting you soon.
At Cascade Subaru Wenatchee, we believe that all pets deserve a loving home. That's why, for the Subaru Loves Pets initiative this September and October, we are providing direct funding to our local shelter, Wenatchee Valley Humane Society.
So Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, we're thrilled to partner with Cascade Subaru and the ASPCA to host an adoption event here at Cascade Subaru on September 20th from 11 to 2. We'll have shelter pets here that you can come and meet, and we hope you'll consider taking one home.
Tour Moses Lake just a gas tank away. With its abundance of outdoor activities, Moses Lake is a great place to visit. From fishing and boating to exploring the city's attractions, there is no shortage of things to do. Whether you're enjoying any one of the variety of restaurants with the family or an adventure-filled day with friends, Moses Lake has something for everyone. Tour moseslake.com and start your adventure today.
As you can tell, it is a little hazy out there. If it wasn't for the haze, we'd have a beautiful day today. We're at 88 on the AQI scale. The air quality may, in fact, degrade quite a bit by the end of the day today. Outside of the haze, lots of sunshine and temperatures well above normal. 9 minutes after the hour, a resident of Long Island, New York, has died from injuries suffered in a fall while hiking near Dragon Tail Peak. This is in the Enchantments. 37-year-old Andrew Wong was reported overdue last Tuesday, and after authorities discovered his vehicle at a local trailhead, the Chelan County Mountain Rescue Team was lifted by helicopter to the remote area where they found the body of Wong. The Chelan County Sheriff's Office says Wong's injuries were consistent with the fall. His death was the second fatality in the Enchantments this summer. A 30-year-old man from North Carolina drowned in August while swimming in Kolchak Lake. Construction began yesterday on Valley Mall Parkway in East Wenatchee between Northeast 9th Street and Highway 28. The project will include overlaying the pavement and allowing the East Wenatchee Water District to update service lines. Delays obviously expected. Alternative routes are encouraged when you can. The first 2 weeks of the project will bring only minimal traffic impacts, but a two-day full closure of that stretch of the road is scheduled for mid-October, although the exact dates haven't been released yet. The roughly $682,000 project is being carried out by Selland Construction. It's expected to be done by October 22nd. The Washington State Transportation Commission will host 2 days of meetings, first today and then again tomorrow. They're going to discuss local projects with Valley leaders and residents. Yeah, they're going to do it right here in town. The meeting will take place from 1 to 5 today, and then again tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Confluence Technology Center. Discussion topics will include local projects, regional partnerships, and more. The public, of course, is welcome to attend. The meeting will be live streamed on the Washington Public Affairs Network and be available on Zoom. The public comment period is scheduled for 9:50 a.m. tomorrow for both in-person and virtual attendees. Well, the City of Wenatchee announced that its 9th Street Basin Stormwater Retrofit Project has been recognized as one of the top projects by the National StormCon Conference. The $4.1 million project was funded by the Department of Ecology. It was completed last year. The project restored the flow of water from the 9th Street subbasin into the Columbia River, which in turn improved water quality and helped protect salmon habitats. Stormwater treatment systems were also installed, and the city project was completed almost $600,000 under budget. Governor Bob Ferguson and other state officials were in the Tri-Cities on Friday to criticize the federal government's delay of a new waste verification system at the Hanford nuclear site. The new plant would seal about 56 million gallons of radioactive waste in the former reactor site into glass beads for safe storage. It was scheduled to go live on October 15th, but the Department of Energy last week put the brakes on that $30 billion project. Ferguson and Department of Ecology Director Casey Sixkiller said pulling the plug would waste money and prolong the risk to the public and the environment.
This work is about more than tanks and melters. It's about protecting a river system that sustains economies, ecosystems, and tribal nations. It's about fulfilling promises to communities who have borne the burden of this legacy for generations. And it's about honoring the ingenuity, sacrifice, and pride of the workers who brought us to this point. It's been nearly 40 years since the N reactor, where my grandfather worked, shut down. Now is the time to finish what we started and to move us into the new phase of the cleanup mission and finally begin treating Hanford's tank waste.
Inside the former Columbia Elementary School site, the Valley Academy of Learning has a new neighbor, the Wenatchee Valley Community Transitions Program. The program supports students with disabilities ages 18 to 22 to become independent self-advocates when they leave the school system. During the day, students may be at the Wenatchee Valley Technical Skills Center or at a volunteer site, or learning how to navigate the Link bus system. The program was previously housed in 1.5 portable classrooms at Westside High School, but now the students are able to roam between several areas of their choosing. We met up with teacher Beth Sykes, who told us about the benefits of the new space.
In this building, we have an entire wing. In the building, we are referring to it now as the Transition Center, and we have 7 classrooms that every student has access to. They can go independently anywhere they want to in the center. So we have a gym space, a rec room that has ping pong and puzzles and games and arts and crafts. We have 2 classrooms situations. We have a cafeteria and one other room that will turn into a functional living room. It's a space for everybody. The other day I was walking around during our lunch time, and we have some students that are more sensitive to loud noises, and those students still want to be around people, so they have the opportunity to come into the student lounge and sit in a quiet space, whereas we have a group of kind of giggly girls, and they like to hang out down by the cafe area, we call it, and that is a louder space, and they can just hang out there and enjoy each other there. And then we have students that want to sit and work on a puzzle or play ping pong or work out, and anybody can go anywhere. So I think the big thing for me is that every student here knows that they can be in this space at any time, and they can make the choice to go to any one of these spaces, and it's theirs. I think the biggest difference for our students compared to high school coming here, in high school, students have to take certain classes to earn their diploma, right? They don't really have a lot of choice in what they do. When they come to a transition program, we really sit down and talk about what it is that they like, what they're interested in, what they want to do, and we develop their program to be around them specifically. So it provides them an opportunity to know that they're in charge of their life, and so we really try and help them understand that. We've had wonderful community members who I've put out there on my Facebook, or staff members have also done that, and just here's what we need, and people are like, we love this. You know, that's the cool thing too about our program is once people, like even our staff, once they understand what the program is, it's really easy to get on board and support it, because we're doing pretty cool stuff with students and making a difference, and people want to be a part of that. All of the furniture in this room, the majority of the exercise equipment has been donated, the ping pong table and art supplies, several puzzles. The puzzle table itself was donated by a wonderful man who has offered to volunteer here when we're all set up and ready to go. One of the cool things about our program is national average for employment for people with disabilities is in the 20% to 22%, and out of our program in the last 8 years, we are sitting at about 60% of young people who are becoming employed. It might not be full-time employment, but they are working somewhere in our community. So the goal is for employment, but then also to be able to make and establish friendships that will last a lifetime, and to be able to navigate and be in our community to enjoy the social things and the beauty of our community as independently as they can.
And the annual Fiestas Mexicanas at Triangle Park last Friday and Saturday drew lots of people to celebrate Mexico's Independence Day, despite uncertainty around immigration concerns. The event brought musical and dance performances, as well as booths for food vendors and resource organizations. Martha Zaldivar is the organizer, and she said the two-day event brought in about 10,000 attendees. This year, the festival awarded 6 scholarships, totaling $3,000. Zaldivar said some attendees told her they were grateful that the event wasn't canceled like a lot of others in our state due to the fear of potential ICE raids. She says new attractions are in the works for the 2026 festival. Quick update on the Lower Sugarloaf fire. It grew by about 1,000 acres yesterday. It's up to 18,300 acres, give or take a couple. It is, of course, making the air dirtier here in the Wenatchee Valley. It's still 11% contained, but it was not growing at the clip it was growing earlier at about 2,000 to 3,000 acres a day. Now it's only growing by about 1,000 acres a day, but it's certainly making our air a little on the dirty side. That's the news now. If you want to stay in the loop, you can watch the news tonight. The NCWLIFE Evening News with Grant Olson and Eric Granstrom at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. 5, 6, and 10 in the evening on television. But a lot of people don't consume television the old-fashioned way. That's cool. Our news will be posted and ready to go by going to our homepage, ncwlife.com, or to our YouTube page. And don't forget, we're now on Roku, and we're on that Fire Stick that Apple sells. And we're on Apple TV Plus or the Amazon. We're out there. We're everywhere. We're omnipresent, which can be a bad thing. And if you have a news tip, send us an email, news@ncwlife.com. It's the final stretch of baseball's regular season. Mariners are on the road. Sports is next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
Central Washington Water understands the power of healing waters. If part of your wellness routine includes hot heat from a sauna, Central Washington Water now carries indoor and outdoor infrared and hot rock saunas by Tilo. Research shows there are many health benefits to a cold plunge after a good workout or relaxing time in your sauna. Harness the power of water in a hot spring spa, plug-and-play spas, a Tilo sauna, or a cold plunge tub. Stop by Central Washington Water, your wellness experts.
How you doing this morning? I'm Peter Kay, and this is the Go Home Morning Run.
I moved to Wenatchee last year, no car, and Link Transit saved me the first day I was here. If I didn't have the link, I would have had to walk blocks and blocks to get to work. So I used it for sightseeing, used it to get groceries. I'm thinking, do I need a car? I don't think I do. I don't know why you wouldn't ride the bus. I'm Peter Nyblum, and Link is how I roll.
Experience the music of ABBA with Abra Cadabra, coming to the Wenatchee Valley for the first time this fall at the Numerica Performing Arts Center, September 21st. Don't miss this family-friendly stage extravaganza, receiving rave reviews from coast to coast. For tickets and info, go to iloveabba.com. That's iloveabba.com.
Craving fresh Asian comfort food? Steam Panda is Wenatchee's popular family-friendly Asian restaurant. They focus on providing guests with delicious, healthy, fresh, and natural dishes for an affordable price. It's time to enjoy one of their many popular house-made soup dumplings, ramen noodles, or pho dishes. And make sure to ask about their lunch and chef specials on sushi rolls. Steam Panda's Hawaiian poke bowl and salads are excellent with your favorite boba tea. Stop by or order online at Steam Panda today.
21 minutes after the hour, sports. The streaking Seattle Mariners start a 3-game series against the Royals in Kansas City tonight. Of course, Seattle has won 9 in a row. That's their longest streak since they won 15 in a row back in 2001. You might remember that. That was the last time they won the division. Seattle is 82-68 overall, but they're only 34-41 on the road. They've been struggling on the road. Tonight's game, the 5th meeting between these teams this season. The season series is tied at 2 games apiece. After Kansas City, the Mariners travel to Houston for a big weekend series, and they conclude the regular season at home next week with games against the Rockies and the Dodgers. First pitch on Root Sports this afternoon is at 4:40. Just one game in the division, and that was the Astros, who beat the Rangers 6-3. So the Mariner lead over the Astros is now down to just 1/2 a game, with again 12 games to go. All right, lots of prep soccer today. We'll start out with the early games. If they start at this kind of time, that usually means that their soccer pitch does not have lights, so they have to play before it gets dark. That would include Manson at Chelan at 4 o'clock, 4:30 start for Liberty Bell at Okanagan, Lake Roosevelt at Brewster, and Pateros at Tenasket. Soccer pitches that do have lights, which means a later start. Cashmere at Wapato at 6 o'clock, same time for Cascade hosting Bridgeport. Moses Lake welcomes Davis. Othello has Ephrata coming to town, and West Valley will be at Leibofter Field at the Apple Bowl at 7 o'clock tonight. They don't have to worry about lights in volleyball. It's indoors. Here's your volleyball schedule. At 6 o'clock is Tenasket and Republic. Cascade Christian Academy will host Soap Lake at 6 o'clock. 6:15 start for Moses Lake Christian Covenant at Aniat. Garden City Academy will be up in Waterville Mansfield at 6:30. Same time for Sela welcoming Eastmont. Othello and Ephrata and Quincy welcomes Riverview again at 6:30. And then later on at 6:30, Chelan at Omak in volleyball, Bridgeport at Cascade, Cashmere's at Wapato, Lake Roosevelt at Liberty Bell, Wenatchee at West Valley in prep volleyball at 7 o'clock. Moses Lake travels down to Yakima, the gateway to Wapato, to take on Davis. And we got soccer tonight. The Wenatchee Panthers, 2-time Big 9 champions, district champions as well, are going to try and defend that for the 3rd consecutive season. West Valley in town. The pregame at 6:50. They'll get going at about 7 o'clock. Sebastian Moraga and Matt Wisen with the call. If you can't make it out to Leibofter Field at the Apple Bowl, you can watch it tonight right here on the NCWLIFE channel. And those are just some of the games that people are playing. At 24 minutes after the hour, if you live in Malaysia and you're watching, hi everybody, it's Malaysia Day in Malaysia. I don't know what that is. It just showed up on my feed this morning. Other holidays you can celebrate if you want. It's Get Ready Day, for what it doesn't tell me. National Choose Your Chocolate Day. It's National Guacamole Day. It's National Working Parents Day. It's National Step Family Day. We're not doing any of those. The product that we're celebrating today started out as a wallpaper cleaner, and then the guy who invented it said, this is fun to play with. Play-Doh. It's National Play-Doh Day today. Not surprisingly, Hasbro started this holiday because, well, they own Play-Doh. Yeah, it was originally sold as a wallpaper cleaner by Joe McVicker of Cincinnati, Ohio, back in the 1950s. They didn't realize it's kind of, it cleans wallpaper, but it's also fun to play. In 1958, Joe McVicker filed for a patent for his creation, and he got one. In 1965, General Mills bought his company, the company that produced Play-Doh, for about $3 million. And then in 1971, Rainbow Crafts, his company, and Kenner Products were merged together. 16 years after that, both companies were bought out by the Tonka Corporation. And then in 1991, Hasbro became the owner of Play-Doh, and they've owned it ever since. The popularity of Play-Doh took off because of Captain Kangaroo. He loved the product, loved it so much that the company, Joe McVicker, offered Captain Kangaroo 2% of Play-Doh sales if he featured the product once every week on his show. Captain Kangaroo loved it so much he showed it 3 times a week on his show. Over 3 billion cans of Play-Doh have been sold since 1956. And I didn't know you could trademark a scent, but Play-Doh has a very distinctive smell, and Hasbro did just that. In 2017, Hasbro trademarked the scent of Play-Doh. But how do you enforce it? I don't know. Happy National Play-Doh Day today. Not the philosopher, by the way. Today in history, 105 years ago today, September 16th, 1920, somebody, they never did figure it out, they figured it was some sort of anti-capitalist person or social interest. This was just after the end of World War I. A bomb in a horse wagon explodes in front of the J.P. Morgan building in downtown New York City, down in the financial district. 40 people killed, 400 injured. It was the deadliest act of terrorism in America up to that time. Wall Street and the Battery has always been a magnet for terrorism. The bombing never solved. Investigators and historians believed it was carried out by somebody who just didn't like capitalism. It was on this date 105 years ago. And by the way, the building still stands, and there are still divot holes in the building from the bomb that you can see. Peter Strelzik and Gunther Wetzel worked together at a plastics factory in East Germany, and they wanted to get out of East Germany with their families. And on September 16th, 1979, they did. Peter and Gunther and their families escaped from East Germany in a homemade hot air balloon. Pretty cool. The original idea, they knew if they were going to escape from East Germany, they had to go over the wall. There was no other way to do it. The original plan was to build a helicopter, and they said that's silly. They're going to figure out that we're building a helicopter. It took them 1.5 years to get it done. They had a couple of unsuccessful attempts. One unsuccessful attempt. The government said something might not be right here, but the police didn't quite catch on. It took a lot of modifications to figure out how they did it. They used a bunch of cloth and some propane tanks to create the heat. The biggest problem was how they were supposed to buy enough fabric without arousing suspicion. So Peter and Gunther drove to a long, long way away. They lived pretty close to the border, as you might imagine. And they told the craft people there, the fabric people, that they were in a sailing club. And they needed lots and lots of material to make sails. So much so that they had a special order all of the fabric. They did. They were afraid that the East German police are going to figure out something's going on because they're getting a whole bunch of fabric. But when they returned the next day to pick up the fabric, nobody said anything. And on September 16th, 1979, it worked. They flew over the wall in a homemade hot air balloon. That means that's pretty good. You gotta be enthused about that. 29 minutes after the hour, heavenly birthdays born 100 years ago today. Riley King, B.B. Blues Boy King, the king of the blues. We lost B.B. 10 years ago at the age of 89. Blues Hall of Fame, 1980. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, 1987. Presidential Medal of Freedom, 2006. The legendary B.B. King brought blues to the masses. And I bet you a month doesn't go by when his album Live at the Regal doesn't find its way onto my turntable. The legendary Peter Falk, born in New York City on this date in 1927, of course, will always be associated with Columbo. He won 4 Emmy Awards portraying Columbo. By the time the series' original run ended, In 1978, Peter Falk was making $250,000 per episode. He was the highest paid television actor of the 1970s. That's like $1.5 million per episode, and he only did like 6 or 7 a year. Peter Falk became the first actor to be nominated for an Academy Award and an Emmy Award in the same year. He did it in 1961, and then he became the second actor to be nominated for an Academy Award and an Emmy Award in the same year in 1962. The legendary Peter Falk, born in the state in 1927, and Amy Poehler, Saturday Night Live, Parks and Recreation. Very funny lady. She is 54 years old today. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. They are our platinum sponsors. We mentioned this before, air quality is not getting good. When was the last time you checked your filters in your HVAC system? If it's been a while, you might want to have Alpine Air come out and take a look. And of course, maybe they can just clean out your whole HVAC system. Your ducts can get pretty dirty with all the smoke and gunk in the air. Still to come, Mike Minotti has an opinion about death. It's a real rib tickler. And Sarah Baum will be joining me. She's the Markets and Events Coordinator for the Wenatchee World. Two big events coming up for you folks who want to learn about young businessmen and women in the Valley. A conversation with Sarah is coming up. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
Caught in a conflict? Family? Workplace? Neighbor? Business? Housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
Hand off to Zielinski around the right side. Got away from one man, got away from two. Squirts between High school sports is back this fall on the NCWLIFE channel. Watch Eastmont, Wenatchee, and Cashmere games right here. Coverage is brought to you in part by our platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Also by Abby's Pizza, Apple Valley Honda, Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, Global Car Care, and Highlander Golf Course and Grill. Watch high school sports on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE channel.
Is your yard outdated, overgrown, or just not working for your lifestyle? At Bailey's Pro Landscaping, they specialize in transforming ordinary outdoor spaces into beautiful, low-maintenance landscapes built for Central Washington living. From custom designs to full installation, they bring expertise, creativity, and craftsmanship to every job. Your yard has potential. Start your project with Bailey's Pro Landscaping.
Fibercrete fireproof safety rooms can be the difference between life and death for you and your family. Typical fireproof safety rooms are 8x8 Fibercrete panels providing a solid sanctuary. Fibercrete safety rooms can be above ground, buried underground, or built within new home construction. Best of all, a safety room by Fibercrete is very affordable. Call 360-770-2088. You owe it to your family to find out more about Fibercrete safety rooms.
I love my home, and I'm always looking for some clever ways to make things more comfy around here. Okay.
Daddy, what are you doing?
Turns out stuffed animals don't have much R value.
Home upgrades don't need to be unbearable. With Shalom PUD rebates, you can insulate your home the right way, making your home very comfy.
Hi, I'm Megan. I'm the behavior manager down here at Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, and this is Miss Pepe. She is a 6-year-old, what we originally thought was a Shar-Pei mix, and she is actually a Husky, Malamute, Pit Bull, and Labrador mix. She was a stray when she first came in, and she was a bit of a shy girl when she first got here, but as you can see, she is actually quite an active lady. So Miss Pepe has been here since end of October with us, and she has not had a whole lot of visibility or interest from the public. She is quite an active girl. She loves playing fetch. She is really good with a tennis ball. She absolutely loves playing tug with a toy. She loves going on walks, and she is also has quite a lot of fun playing in a swimming pool. We have some kiddie pools out for our dogs in the hot afternoons out here. And as you can see, she is very treat motivated. So Pepe is doing a really great job learning some basic skills here at the shelter. She's still working on a little bit of her leash walking skills, and she's working on no jumping and some basic manners like that. So Miss Pepe was a stray, and so we're not sure how she would do in a home with cats. We have done some testing with other dogs, and what we found is she is a little frustrated, gets kind of annoyed with some of her noisy neighbors here at the shelter. So we would say, if anything, Miss Pepe would be pretty okay with a very polite dog in the home, or she would do great in a home without other dogs, but she would probably be okay with dogs in the neighborhood. So that's kind of the home that she would be most successful with. If you're interested in coming down and meeting Miss Pepe, we are open Wednesdays by appointment only, and then every other day of the week we're open from 12:30 to 6. You can just stop on by and check in at the front desk, and you can come in and do a meet and greet with Miss Pepe.
Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, some of you know my sweet wife Rosie's heart stopped just about a year ago, and thank God, a good pal was with her to do CPR and it saved her life. But another old pal of mine recently died, and I hear that he just collapsed for some reason, and oh gosh, tragically, one of his grandkids found him. Wow, terrible. So considering mortality, now I'm convinced this is not morbid. Considering our mortality is healthy. I really think it's healthy to realize that this is a one-way trip, and ignoring our eventual demise doesn't allow for necessary preparation. And I'm not only talking about the issues of eternal reality. Are our affairs in order? Do we have a will? Do we have an advance directive? Have we arranged for the practical things like making sure the day-to-day issues of our life will be taken care of if we're suddenly gone? That's probably something we should not avoid thinking about. This is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and that's my opinion.
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook, You Measure on NCWLIFE. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCWLIFE channel.
Hooray, Wenatchee Valley! Collins Fashions announces our buy one, get one free clothing item sale. That's right, buy one item at the sale price and get the next item free. We have a great selection of women's tops, capris, jeans, and dresses. And our new fall fashions are arriving daily. Cozy jackets, sweaters, vests, jeans, slacks, boots, etc., etc. Come on in soon for the best selection on the Collins buy one, get one free sale in downtown Wenatchee.
It's the NCWLIFE Community Calendar, a presentation of Apple Valley Honda. The Wenatchee River Salmon Festival returns this year to the Rocky Reach Park and Discovery Center September 18th through the 20th. Visitors can learn about conservation and stewardship and participate in a variety of activities, including the Salmon Maze and the Native American Village presented by the Chelan PUD. This year's theme is Currents of Connection, and as always, admission is free. Foothills Magazine invites you to Eastern Washington's premier food and wine event, the Wenatchee Wine and Food Festival, Saturday, November 8th. Celebrate the region's best wines, savor delicious bites from top local chefs, and enjoy craft beer, cider, live entertainment, and more. All guests receive a keepsake wine glass, and our exclusive VIP experience offers even more to sip and savor. Tickets are limited. Get yours now at WenatcheeWineandFood.com.
Welcome back to the program. Sarah Baum is an old friend of ours. Whenever the Wenatchee World, our sister publication, our media partner, if you will, puts on an event, and they put on a lot of events, it lands on her desk because that's what she does. She's the event and marketing coordinator for the Wenatchee World, and she is back, which means you got something in the hopper outside of your new hairdo, by the way, which I like.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
I do. We actually have our 15th annual 30 under 35 event.
15th?
15th.
Has it been that long?
It has.
Wow.
Yep.
Why does it seem like it's...
It feels like just yesterday. I was nominated way back in the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Did you win?
No. I didn't submit. I was busy back then.
Unlike today.
Unlike today, yeah.
So unlike previous years, the winners are announced, the 30 under 35, and then you have a private reception for them, but that's going to be different now.
Yes.
Anybody can come.
Anybody can come. All of our events now are open to the public. Subscribers get discounts on their tickets. We want everybody to come out and celebrate our events, but especially this one with the young professionals. They're just amazing going through the nominations and doing all of that with the committee. It's just amazing to see.
Well, talk about the vetting process. How do people end up on your radar? First of all, you have to be under the age of 35.
You have to be under the age of 35.
And then after that, walk me through the whole process from the nomination to here's your plaque.
So we take nominations. Our event typically has been in July, but we moved it to October to maybe try to spread out some of the events a little bit. Didn't really happen, but
people are downtime in August. You know, sometimes, hey, I'd love to come, thanks for the award, but I'm on vacation.
They're on vacation, and you know they have kids, and they just want to enjoy their summer. They don't necessarily want to take time to do business type stuff. But with this event, they've just accomplished so much in their young lives that it's amazing, and they truly deserve to be honored.
So they're nominated by whomever, right?
Whomever.
Then go from there.
So we do keep that anonymous. We do not share who nominates anybody. Then we send them questionnaires, and it's questions that are predetermined by the committee before the nomination round opens up, and we send those out, and then the committee meets and goes through. I think we went through about over 100 nominations this year. It was a really good nomination.
You say the committee, is that like the Politburo? Who's in the committee?
I'm not going to say who's in the committee, but it's a mix of the newsroom editors, Sean Flaherty, our publisher, myself.
So you go through them all, and then you have to make a decision. Which
we have
probably,
to make a decision.
With 100 nominees and only a certain amount of hardware to hand out, you got to.
It's not easy. All of these people have accomplished so much that it's really hard to dwindle it down to the class of 30.
A mixture of people who work for large companies, nonprofits, sole proprietorship. You get a little bit of everything there.
A little bit of everything. A little bit of everything. So we even have a farmer this year. Her name is Anna Nicholson McLean, and she's a farmer, so she's self-employed. She does agriculture. We have the Douglas County Chief Deputy Coroner, Riley Hall, is an honoree this year. Jessica Drake with Widener Riverside 9 Properties. David Wright, Stan's Merrimart. Nicholas Moore, Cashmere Valley Bank. We have Amber Jellison, Go USA. Austin Fogelson with NCW Libraries. We have Tessa Maximenko with Nick McLean Real Estate Group. She's the executive assistant. We have Estefani Martinez. She's with CVCH. We have Jacob Sprecht. He's with Pool to Spa Services. Keone DeShazer with Waterville School District. We have Liz Opreza with Northwest Immigration Rights. We have Maddie Atwood, who's a teacher at Wenatchee School District. We have Madison Calloway with Chelan County Homeless Program. We have 2 honorees from Rivercom this year, and that is Sydney Ward and Michaela Overbay. Then we have a City of Wenatchee project engineer, Nicole Brockwell. We have Mackenzie Crawford, who's the manager of Earthwise Pets. Luke Hedke with NCW Events and host. Erica Padilla with Women's Resource Center, and Women's Resource Center is actually our supporting sponsor this year, and Chelan County PUD is our presenting sponsor this year.
I know, I did the ad.
Thank you.
You mind if I look at this? Yeah. Some of these names jump out at me. I mean, a lot of these people are 2nd and 3rd generation business people. I mean, the Prex have owned Pool to Spa, the Specs have owned Pool to Spa Services for years. Now Jacob has taken over. Same thing with young Mr. Wright at Stan's Mary Mart, taken over from, I believe, his grandmother's, things like that. These are people who have been around for a long time.
They have.
And they're not going anywhere, too. That's the best part.
No, we have Elaine Eagle, who is a musician here in the Valley. Lucy Bernal, who works with New America Credit Union. We have Hillary Osborne with Cascade School District. Allie Shank with the Apple Sox.
Good for Allie.
Yeah, I know. I'm super excited. I love Allie.
I think she's the only female general manager in the West Coast League. And she does it well, because we have to work with her, obviously, on a one-on-one basis.
I work with her for the partnership for the Apple Sox and Washington Media now. Then we have Marco Ochoa with City of Quincy. He's a code enforcement. And Ryan Gregg with Chelan Douglas Land Trust. So it's a great class this year.
So needless to say, the winners know who they are.
They do. They do.
How do you get a hold of them? What kind of reaction do you get? You call them up so you can get that little, hey, you win.
So Matea is our intern this year, and she was really big at reaching out to everybody, sending questionnaires, keeping everything really organized for us when it came to the selection process.
Now, did employees of the Wenatchee World and us here at the NCWLIFE channel, we share the same corporate parents, were we automatically ineligible for that award?
No.
Oh, really? It could have been somebody from the newsroom?
It could have been. Actually, 3 years ago, we had Rachel Lippert, who was in the class, and she was account executive.
Okay.
So it just all depends on nomination.
So I'll be 35 in just a couple of months, so
what's the anniversary of that, though?
I'm not 35. I'm not 35. So this is cool. Wenatchee Convention Center, anybody can come.
Anybody can come.
So how do they go about doing that?
You can go to our website, and there is a widget that has a link to the ticketing system.
Good old-fashioned QR code, just
QR code.
Shoot it and you're in.
Yep, there's also a commercial on NCWLIFE channel running right now.
Brilliantly done by Rachel Mendalis, I might add.
She's amazing.
Isn't she great? Yeah.
She's really helped me out learning the commercial aspect. And
we don't like it when she leaves our building and goes to your building.
I love it when she's just a couple cubicles over. I love it.
Yeah. So does Alicia, by the way. She likes you, I might add that. So how much are tickets and what do you get?
Tickets are $39.12, and you get like appetizers. I know, it's the ticketing system.
Where the hell did you come up with that number?
It was the ticketing system. What can I say? You get light appetizers, and you get a no-host bar, and it's just a really great event. So.
And in the program, and they get something, a certificate, or what do they get?
They're going to get a frame certificate, a plaque, and then we will also feature them in the Business Weekly once a week for a year. So we highlight them all year round.
And each of them are presented individually, one at one,
Yes.
with the deal, kind of like the Emmy Awards.
Kind of like the Emmy Awards.
Yeah,
I'm getting there.
Are you?
The next awards may be that way. So.
Well, we, of course, this show, Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, won 4 Emmys Sunday night. We didn't know about it until afterwards, so we 4 Emmys. 4.
I would have really promoted that. I would have.
So this has been obviously 15 years. This has been a huge success. How do you account for that? Why is it so popular?
I think it's just the businesses and young professionals. When we moved the event, our nomination phase was later on this year, and people were reaching out, hey, when's the nomination phase? Thought it was going to be open. So it's definitely reoccurring, and people just wait for it every year.
And a lot of the previous winners, by the way, have become big-time movers and shakers around the Wenatchee Valley. Decision makers, important people.
They have.
So it must be a nice thing, and I think they still have their plaques on the wall.
I think they do. I think they do.
I wouldn't be surprised at all. What else is landing on Sarah's desk here as we transition to autumn?
Well, we have our Wenatchee Wine and Food Festival. That is the 15th year as well. That has been moved to November 8th. And that is going to be at the convention center.
It used to be in August, and it used to be at the Town Toyota Center.
Yes.
Now it's going to be later in the year, which is a good idea.
Later in the year.
And in a smaller, more intimate, climate-controlled environment, which is also a pretty good idea.
The reason we had to move venues was because the Wild are in full swing with their season, you know, from almost now until March. So
well, hopefully into May.
Hopefully into May, because they will make the
so it made perfect sense.
Yeah.
To move it, and again, it's once you get through October, the wine growers and the vintners around the area, they're going to know what kind of year they're going to have.
They are,
in 2025.
They're just finishing their harvest. Also, harvest goes into sometimes even November. So they're really busy with all of that, and so hopefully, so far, we've had great response from wineries, food vendors to come and participate in the event. Some new wineries, some new food restaurants that are here in the valley.
And some serious competition too, I might add. I mean, these people all know each other. They all want to be good, but they want to outdo each other when it comes to awards.
Well, and they do. They do. The wine judging was in June.
I think we videotaped that, if I remember correctly.
We did.
Yeah.
And that's a great learning process. To just.
Are you a wine connoisseur? Oh, I'm sorry, what do they call it? Own?
I'm not. I'm not. I'm learning a lot.
Yeah.
Learning a lot.
I need to learn more.
Come on down.
When it comes to wine, I'm an ignorant. This last time I went out on a date, we went to a very nice local restaurant. I'm not going to name the restaurant because I told Shaktis I would not mention their name. But I, like an idiot, I said, just bring me your freshest bottle of wine.
Yeah.
Chop, chop. I mean, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Maybe
come on down.
Yeah.
We can teach you a little bit about wine.
And it's not only about wine, and I can personally attest to this. It's the correct pairing of wine with food, because you brought the food is going to be. Mwah.
The food is we're actually almost completely sold out, or not sold out, but booked up on space for our food vendors. I only have maybe 2 spots left.
You still have the VIP package? You did that for years. You would get a little, for like $100, you got some really cool swag.
All of the event is VIP. You will have a VIP experience only.
Cool.
So the tickets are $100. You get a bottle of award-winning wine. You get a named logoed wine bag and some swag inside.
And a glass so you get to take home with you?
And you get a logoed glass for the festival.
Sweet, but that's not until November.
November 8th.
So you have a little time, but just circle the date. The date for that is the 8th?
The 8th.
The 8th of November. See? For a guy with a slow leak in his head, I can still remember some stuff.
Great.
Cool. So anything else, Sarah, while I have you here? I don't get to see you very often because you're down the street there.
No, I think that about covers it. We have Make a Difference Day coming up too.
That's in October?
October 25th, and Washington Media does Coats for Kids. We partner with Apple Valley Honda and serve Wenatchee, so we will be out at Albertsons on Saturday the 25th collecting coats. So we will have drop-off boxes at the Wenatchee World office and Apple Valley Honda.
Okay, so you're not bored.
Not bored.
You're not bored at all.
Nope.
It's always good to see you. Again, all of these events, if you go to the Wenatchee World's website, it's all there. You can't miss it. It's just get ready to QR away and get your tickets. And look forward to seeing you. Well, I'm not going to be able to make I have to work the night of the 35 under 30 or 30 under 35. But I don't think I'm working on November 8th. So
I think I know where you can get some tickets.
I think. Do I get an employee discount?
Maybe. Maybe volunteer status.
Oh, okay. Well, you see,
I have lots of options.
It's not the good. I mean, people. Oh my God, Dan Kuntz is here. Local celebrities.
Exactly.
It'd be a distraction for you guys if
we could put the screen
That's
screen
true.
up and
That's true.
interview people. That could be a way to add to the festival.
Oh, we'll talk to Sean later about that. Sarah, it's good to see you. Come back. Don't be a stranger.
I will.
I mean, we're pretty nice people around here.
I'll come back with more about the Wine and Food Festival in a couple weeks.
As we get closer to it.
Let you guys know some of the wineries and food that'll be there and all that good stuff.
And bring a bottle of your freshest vintage.
I can do that for you.
You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
You trust the same doctor for your health and the same dentist for your smile. Trust Global Car Care to keep your vehicle running strong. We track your car's history so it gets the right care at the right time. With our 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty on parts and labor, you'll drive away with confidence. Global Car Care, your automotive experts. We service all makes and models, but specialize in Sprinter vans, Mercedes, Audi, Volkswagen, and BMW. Call or visit us today.
The Wenatchee Valley Business World presents the annual 30 Under 35 award ceremony. It's brought to you by the Chelan PUD and the Women's Resource Center. Get ready to celebrate the achievements of up-and-coming business and nonprofit professionals on Thursday, October 9th at the Wenatchee Convention Center. Purchase your tickets today and help shine a spotlight on the rising stars who are shaping the future of our region.
Welcome to Mountain Chick Floral, your go-to flower and plant shop in downtown Wenatchee. Explore their wide variety of unusual and fun plants. And when you buy a plant in a container, they'll pot it up for you absolutely free. Birthday or weddings, they'll create the perfect floral arrangement for you. Brighten up your office with fresh blooms delivered to your door or business. Ask about floral subscriptions. Visit Mountain Chick Floral today, where every occasion is a reason to celebrate with flowers. Now there are even more reasons to meet at the Pybus Market. Outdoor dining and tastings, the fabulous Farmers Market, Saturday artisans on the concourse, and your favorites all week long. No matter the reason, it's always time to meet at the Pybus Market. Pybus Market, where community meets.
57 degrees here in the Wenatchee Valley, as you can see behind me. It's a tad smoky, but the AQI has improved a great deal since this show started. An hour ago in the Wenatchee Valley, an hour ago, it was 88 on the AQI scale, and Antioch was up in the unhealthy for sensitive groups range, but it has improved a lot. How long is it going to stay? That's another story altogether. Here's a quick look at the AQI map from about 10 minutes ago when I took it. So there you go. Things have improved a lot, especially in Antioch. It's gone down by about 35 or 40 on the AQI scale. How long is this going to last? This is another story altogether. This is the coolest part of the day. It's 57 degrees. Relative humidity is about 75%. So fire activity in the lower Sugarloaf fire is at its quietest right now. And then, of course, as the air dries out and the sun climbs high and we start warming up, we're going to be in the lower 80s today. Fire activity picks back up again. It throws all that smoke up into the atmosphere. There's no place for it to go as we start seeing the influence of a ridge of high pressure. There's no wind at all in the forecast, so there's basically no place for the smoke to go except right back down from whence it came. So we could see our air quality deteriorate quite a bit as we get deeper and deeper into the day. And as I mentioned at the start, in fact, we'll do it one more time when we do the weather forecast. High pressure, which is right now, the center of it is to the west of us over the Puget Sound area and in the Pacific Ocean. It's going to gradually work its way east, and by tomorrow it'll be right over the top of us. And again, no wind and much warmer than normal conditions. We can even set record highs on Friday. From the National Weather Service, it looks something like this. Sunshine, but hazy. 81 our forecast high after hitting 79 yesterday. Our normal high is 77. We'll be well above that by Wednesday. Then close to record high maybe on Thursday. Friday is our best chance at record high temperatures. Again, by that time, the ridge of high pressure will be right over the top of us. It's gradually moving west to east. By the time we get to Saturday afternoon and Sunday, the ridge of high pressure will be over Montana, and we'll be at the very edge of it, so we won't have that amplified heat that we are expecting as the week goes on. This has been an abnormally warm September every day this month, with 2 exceptions. Our afternoon high temperature has been above normal, and that's going to continue, it looks like, right through the weekend. The one thing we're keeping a close eye on, of course, is the smoke. It will probably get worse before it gets better. That's it for us. We will see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.